Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to do a numerical on our block codes. The statement goes like this. The generator matrix for a 6-3 block code is given below. Find all code vectors of this code. Now this is a typical question where the size of the length of the code vector is given when block size k for this code is given and you need to find all code vectors for this code. The generator matrix is unique, so generator matrix needs to be provided in the question. Let me write down the generator matrix and indicate how it looks typically for you. So a generator matrix for this size, this block size will look typically like this: 0, 0, 1, and this partition is done in order to separate the block size from the code snippet. 0 1 1 and 1 1 1. This is our generator matrix. Now we have n, which is the length of the code vector, which is equal to 6. That's given. We have k is equal to 3, which is also given, and which is the block size of the code. Block size. Now we also need to have a message block for this, and let the message block be d is equal to 1 0 1. Okay, so if we have the message block with us, we can generate directly from the formula c equal to dg the required code vector. This is the message block we need to remember. So by using this formula c equal to dg, we are going to have c is equal to a 6 1 cross 6 sized code vector. So let's do it and multiply d with our g. So we are going to multiply d 101 with g to obtain this c. So I'm going to multiply d with g. 1 1 1. So we will make use of standard rules for matrix and vector multiplication and multiplying 101 with the first column, and similarly with all the columns we are going to obtain 6 values here. So I'm going to write down these 6 values that are obtained by multiplying this d with g. So ultimately we are going to have 1 0 1 0 0 and 1. Now other code vectors can be found in the same way. We have found this code vector corresponding to this message block by assuming that it is going to be 101 only. So if we assume d1 or d2 say equal to 001, we have correspondingly c2 equal to something else. So by repeating this exercise, we can find all possible code vectors. I'm going to write some of them down here for you, and you need to verify it yourself. How do we find out code vectors for a given message block? So if the message block is 001, our code vector is going to be and 1 1 1. So it's nothing but the original message block appended with something else. So all other code vectors can be found in the same way. Now we know that we have a parity check matrix H associated with each nk block code, and this is given by, we also need to remember the formula that we have learned before. This parity check matrix is given by P transpose this identity matrix, which is of size n minus k, and this whole matrix is sized n minus k cross n. This is the parity checks matrix H. Parity check matrix. And this is the transpose of matrix P. Now, why do we use this parity check matrix? I have also indicated it in the lecture that the parity check matrix can be used to verify whether a code word C is generated by the matrix G. How are we going to verify this? So if we come across this code, we do never know that this code has been generated by G or some other G. G was given to us in this problem, but if we receive this code, we are not in a position to know whether it is indeed being generated by G. In order to check this, we need a parity check matrix. And the rule for the verification, I need to reiterate the rules for the verification. What are the rules for verifying that this particular code C has been generated by G? C is a code word in any block code generated by G if and only if C multiplied with transpose of parity check matrix is a zero vector. That's a very, very important rule that we need to bear in mind always. This has to be true to verify that C is indeed generated using the generator matrix G. Now, how can we obtain this HT? How can we obtain this HT? We have this H also, but how can we obtain this HT? This HT we can obtain directly from P. So this HT is given by P divided by this identity matrix of size n minus k. So this calculation is being done to tell you about the existence of a syndrome of the received vector. This syndrome is nothing but this zero vector. That is the syndrome. Okay. So let me clear this canvas and write things again in order to make things more clear. Now we are considering a linear block code with size nk. So we have a linear block code with size nk and with the generator matrix ik small p and a parity check matrix H given by this thing. Okay, this is for a linear block code with size nk. These two things are for a linear block code of size nk. Now let the transmitted code vector be C. C is the transmitted code vector. Let R be the received code vector. Let us also assume that this is a noisy communication system. So the vector R is the sum of the transmitted code vector and an error vector. So if it is occurring in the presence of noise, we can write R is equal to C modulo addition with E, where E is the error vector. Error vector we had to define because we are considering the system to be noisy, because noise is present. Now the receiver wants to decode C from R. So this is our receiver. It has received R and there is a decoder at the second stage. And we want that the decoder output should be C. Also, when the C is obtained, we want some operation so that there is a random operation going on, and after that we want to receive D. That is our original message block. So how we are going to do this? The receiver does this decoding operation which starts from here, goes up to here. This is a whole decoding operation. This decoding operation is done by determining and n minus k vector s known as error syndrome. So this is done by determining, let's determine n minus k vector s is equal to r into ht, which can be written is equal to c e h t. Remember this equation that has been used here. And now this can be broken down and written CHT added with, and this can be a modular addition depending upon our requirement, C, which in turns become equal to E of HT, since C into HT is already equal to 0. It's already a 0 vector. We have already defined that C is a code word in nk block code generated by G if and only if CST is a 0 vector. So ultimately we have this syndrome is equal to E into HT. Thus the syndrome of the received vector is 0 if R is a valid code vector. If error occurs in transmission, the syndrome capital S of the received vector is non-zero. Moreover, S is related to E. It means the error vector. And the decoder uses S to detect and correct errors. So all these concepts need to be borne in mind while solving numerical problems associated with block codes. Thank you.